brand new film, Hill, the documentary. And we have Hill, the champion, and Simon Lazenby, the executive producer. Gents, you treated us all to a screening just before the British Grand Prix of a magnificent 2 hours of filmmaking and storytelling. Congratulations. 7 years in the making. Damon, I suppose we'll start with you because you are the subject matter on this. I've known you many years and I learned a huge amount about you that I had no idea about watching this film. And that's probably the best compliment I can pay you to start this discussion. Why did you do it and what did you get out of it?
Well, I think first, answer the last question first. And what did I get out of it? I think I'm very, very satisfied and pleased that the film has been well received. I mean, it's had some fantastic reviews and it's hopefully added something to the pot of Formula One as well, of our sport. It's added another dimension to the sport in showing that we're all human beings and we have lives. And it just happened to be my life that is being examined in the context of my career at Formula One and all the dramas I went through. And why did we do it? I mean, it was 7 years ago at least, where Simon was saying, you know, he wanted to do documentaries. So I said, well, there's a few names out there, you know, and I suppose I could be one of them. And so that's what happened. It took 7 years though, and I'm really, really pleased that it's the way it's turned out. I've enjoyed watching it. I mean, honestly, it's almost like I'm watching someone else. It is a long time ago, but a lot of things have happened since I was racing, and so I've kind of been able to get a little bit of a helicopter view on my own career now. It's very, very revealing.
Where did the idea first come around, Simon? Because we've been touring the world together for many, many years, the three of us, and suddenly you decided Damon's story is the one that needs telling.
We were in Montreal Airport and we were having a beer in that the only place you can get beer, really, it seems, in Montreal Airport.
Corridor.
I don't know if you might even have been there, Crofty. You might have just been talking to somebody else at the time. But we were just randomly talking with just a couple of the old APs and producers about documentaries that we'd enjoyed. Obviously, Senna is the benchmark. And it came on to Damon obviously being his teammate in 1994. And it felt like, what about from his perspective and everything that Damon had been throughout his life, we got into, and it just kind of something twigged that we got to make this story. It's the ultimate underdog story. It's almost Shakespearean in that it's got tragedy in it. Obviously, with the death of Damon's dad, Graham, himself as a two-time world champion. You know, the papers of the airplane that he was piloting that tragically killed, 5 members of his Embassy Hill racing team on the way back from testing in Paul Ricard in 1975, and it crashed into those trees at Elstree. And Damon had to hear this on a news flash on the TV. And then because the papers weren't in order, the family was sued, he was left with nothing. And then from there, from the ashes of everything, he had to rebuild and come back and win the championship in 96 to Murray's immortal words. And I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my throat. I mean, as a story goes and as a filmmaker, you've got all of those elements. And really it was about wrapping the great team that we put together. You've got an amazing director in Alex Holmes, amazing editor in Cinzia Baldassari, who did McQueen. And it was putting them all together and then being as determined as Damon was throughout his career, because we had quite a lot of knockbacks, didn't we, Damon? And getting the finance together and getting all the legals sorted. It took 7 years. And it's a labour of love. Simple as that, really.
The thing is, Simon, we have to say, has been an absolute stalwart. He said he was going to do it. It just, everything you could put in the path to stop it happened. We had global pandemic being one of them, or lots of other obstacles.
In numbers, can Verstappen win the title based on current form? Max Verstappen has rapidly closed in on Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris in the title fight. But what does the data say about the Red Bull Drivers' Championship prospects? With 5 rounds remaining in the 2025 season, the battle for the Drivers' Championship has been rapidly heating up. Much focus has surrounded the increased threat posed by Max Verstappen, with the Dutchman's recent strong run of form seeing him close the gap to leader Oscar Piastri down to just 40 points, while Piastri's McLaren teammate Lando Norris is only 14 points adrift in second. 4-time world champion Verstappen admitted after his latest win in Austin that the chance is there for him to claim a 5th consecutive title, adding, "We just need to try to deliver these weekends to the end of the year, so yeah, we'll at least try whatever we can." But would another streak of similar results for Verstappen until the end of the season, as well as a repeat in recent form for Piastri and Norris, be enough to secure him the title? And what does Piastri need to do to defend his lead and seal a maiden championship? Well, we've been delving into the data to find out who wins the title if Verstappen is first and Piastri second for the rest of the season. Verstappen has triumphed in 3 of the last 4 Grands Prix, a pattern that he will be hoping to extend into the final 5 rounds of the campaign. Looking at his chances based on past success, the Dutchman has form at each of the upcoming tracks, having scored 5 wins in Mexico City, 3 in Sao Paulo, 1 in Las Vegas, 2 in Qatar and 4 in Abu Dhabi. That makes for a total of 15 victories across these tracks. Throw in a win at the 2023 Sao Paulo Sprint and the statistics make for even more impressive reading, and perhaps ominous for his rivals. Let's say that Verstappen takes to the top step at every remaining race, along with the 2 remaining sprints. But that championship leader Piastri finishes each event in second, with Norris in third. In this scenario, Piastri would clinch the title on a total of 450 points, by a margin of just 3 points from Verstappen, while Norris would have a deficit of 31 points. In terms of his own record at the next 5 circuits, Piastri's only 2 sprint victories were achieved in Qatar, while his best finish in Mexico has been a P8.AS for Norris. The Briton took victory in last year's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, plus the Sao Paulo Sprint in 2024. His own best result at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez was a 2nd place, also achieved last season. Who wins the title based on each driver's points scored since the summer break? Given that the championship fight arguably took its greatest turn after F1 returned from its summer break in August, with the 5 rounds since seeing Verstappen embark on his promising run. We also looked at the data based on each of the title protagonists' average scores across these races. Across these 5 weekends in Zandvoort, Monza, Baku, Singapore and Austin, Piastri took victory in the Dutch Grand Prix before claiming P2 at the Italian race 1 week later. He has since finished off the podium at each of the 3 events since, giving him an average score of 12.4.